happy Sunday evening. If you're still awake and not asleep, this is another episode of Cosplay Bites, the show about cosplay conventions and all the extra nerdy bits and bytes. Um, this episode, I'm joined with my wonderful friend HyperChai, um,
Hello.
on a little bit of an impromptu getaway. Uh, So hopefully the audio levels are okay for you guys listening at home or if you're listening to it live. Um yeah, so the purpose of this episode is and I'd have to scroll back probably afterwards to see if I've ever done an episode about PAX West, but you got to go. It was August? Was it in August?
No, it was Labor Day weekend. So that was September, uh I'm sorry, it was end of August, like August 28th to September 1st.
Okay, so well then in that case it's still relatively recent, so that's good. That's good.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like I try to get people on the show to talk about conventions that just happened. Sometimes I don't get as lucky if it be like a month or so ago. But no, this is good, and it actually is going to tie in really well, relevant to I guess recent stuff that's been happening in the gaming space. But yeah, so and you mentioned to me earlier that it was your first time being at PAX West.
Yeah, and it's definitely not my first PAX, so it was really interesting to see like the differences. I'm usually a PAX East person, considering it's on the East Coast
Yep.
and right by short drive away from home. But I also go to PAX Unplugged a lot, which is another fan favorite.
Okay.
And so, just had the opportunity to go help out Guardians Mental Health with their booth. And if you don't know Guardians, I'm going to give a little shout out. Go follow them, Guardians MH, on all socials. They're a mental health nonprofit charity, and they're amazing. But anyway, uh, PAX West was really cool, and also my first time in Seattle, so a lot of firsts for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say slash assume that yeah, you're mostly a PAX East girly because that's pretty much the only PAX I've seen you at, outside of other
Yep.
East Coast based conventions with you and Avi being there. Um,
hmm
and I also was going to assume that you went there to help out the Guardian mental health booth, which is great. Um,
Yeah. So a little bit different perspective because, I was on the exhibitor side. So, helping out behind the booth and kind of seeing the con from that perspective was a bit of a different shift. And I was still able to, because usually we'll go to cosplay. This con I did not cosplay, but I definitely, could see myself cosplaying at this con. Supposedly, they're really well known for having a wonderful photo shoot location, which I got to kind of peek at.
oh,
So
interesting.
if you're not, yeah, if you're not familiar with the PAX West layout, they actually span across two big buildings. So they have a building, the Arch building and the Summit building.
Okay.
And we were in the Summit building, if I'm remembering correctly. And the Arch building is like their main one where all the AAA, booths are, the big exhibitor hall. The Summit building had more like the tabletop areas, and they actually had the main like the main panel space there at the top floor, like cosplay,
Okay.
hospitality lounge, creator lounge there. So they had a lot of like meetup lounge spaces there too, which was kind of cool.
Right.
But at the main area, they have this like I kind of want to describe it as like an outside terrace, with like these like huge trees and just like all this foliage. It's like perfect for cosplay photo shoots. So if I was
Wow.
gonna go back there, I would definitely take photos in that location. It was like peak Seattle vibes.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. Um, are the two buildings like connected to each other?
No, so you actually have to walk a couple blocks to get to the other building, but I would say the
That's.
staff and the security were very much on top of their game, which you kind of have to be with downtown Seattle, because there's, just like a lot of people walking around who are not part of the convention itself. So
Right.
they had signage everywhere, and there was a whole street between the two buildings that was just blocked off for like a like a little food truck festival kind of thing. They had like Red Bull with their giant armored like DJ Hummer looking truck thing. It was
Oh,
like
okay. Wow.
they were literally blasting tunes from the top of that thing with a turntable and handing out like free Red Bull like all weekend.
Oh my god.
And
Yeah.
there were like a few food trucks, but I never got to them because the lines were just nuts.
Yeah.
But you kind of walk through there. There's maybe like I think a timed it was like a 5, 7 minute walk between both buildings.
Okay, that's not too bad. I'm just when you just comparing it to what we both know from PAX East, it's all crammed into one building somehow.
Yep. Yeah, so
So
that was definitely something to get used to. You really had to make use of the app to know where you were going.
oh
Um, but I mean, they also had the info booth, which is at every PAX, and people are very helpful. You could just literally go talk to somebody in person, and they would, get you where you needed to go. But I preferred to also just double check on the app because I was like, oh, this is a huge space. I need to make
right.
sure when I'm exiting when I'm exiting the building, I need to make sure I'm going the right direction.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Um, I'm just trying to think because I mean from PAX East into PAX West, I mean, a lot's happened since then. I mean, I was just seeing, just online, social media wise, there was Well, so talk about some of the So I mean, you were pretty much relegated to the Guardian's mental health booth. I
Hmm.
imagine you did have opportunity to have like little breaks and like go wander around the main exhibitor hall
Oh yeah.
in the other building. I know Nintendo was a big player there. Be-
Oh yeah. Their booth. I mean the AAA game booths that were there at PAX West were much larger than what was going on at East, and I know a lot of people who came by the booth, we were, kind of talking about it. A lot of people seem to comment on how West seemed to have more of the AAA presence, and it makes sense because they are on the West Coast, so people from abroad can more easily get to the West Coast than the East
right.
Coast. So
Yeah,
I
that makes
think
sense.
that might have been a factor. And I know like East we kind of have like a bigger indie game presence, which is really cool in my opinion. That it seemed
Yeah,
like
that
there
make
were maybe like like less indie games. There was still like the PAX Rising showcase, which shows off like the top like 6 to 9 featured indie games, and like then they had like a few aisles of indie games spread throughout. But I definitely feel like East has way more indie games present.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess those are the trade-offs. If yep, being on the West Coast would make a lot more sense for more AAA game devs to showcase there because I imagine it's just easier for them to travel there. Um, did you get to try any of the games while you were there?
So I really wanted to. I wanted to try the Resident Evil demo. That looked really cool. I did go to the Capcom main stage panel, where they kind of showed off. Oh gosh, I'm forgetting the name, but it's about it's like a samurai game, and the guy's got like the Oni gauntlet on his arm. But that was their other like main feature game that Capcom was showcasing. So I got to see some game footage of that. But
Okay.
I heard there was like a lot of issues with some of the bigger booths trying to give demos to people. I
Really?
think I think Capcom originally was doing like 30-minute demos and that was causing like a huge backlog. So I think they
I mean,
may have
yeah.
shortened it over the weekend because they were capping out like way before the expo hall was closing.
Oh yeah.
So I know that, there was some confusion too, I think, with like the Nintendo booth. And I think the issue is just there was just so many people to try and like organize.
Sure.
It just got pretty chaotic there, I think. But I only got to like kind of peek at some things. I didn't get to try any actual gameplay, but there were definitely some really cool games that they were showing off.
Yeah. Ah, that's a bummer. I wanted to see if you got lucky and you got to play Kirby Air Riders, because I know that was being showcased.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
also showing off Silk Song at the Nintendo booth, I think, and yeah, they're for Pokemon, I mean they were showing off Legends ZA. I don't know if there was actually a demo involved with that, but yeah, Pokemon had a huge presence
Did they have
and
the card? Were the cards there?
yes, they did have, I believe they did, but it seemed smaller because the Legend ZA just took over everything. It was like the
Oh.
center of the expo hall.
Oh, really? Center of the expo hall. Okay, interesting, interesting. I'm just trying to rattle off comparison to East. Was Baldur's Gate 3 there?
Oh yeah, and I saw they had a Shrek cutout next to their booth, and I was just like peeking around before the show floor opened.
Yeah.
And I was just like, why is there a Shrek there? And our booth neighbor, who was kind of communicating a lot with the Larian devs, she told me that apparently there's a mod that you can summon Shrek. So
Of course you can.
I guess that was a reference to the mod that you can get on Steam.
Alrighty then. Okay. Wow. That's mm, okay. Interesting. Interesting. Any computer hardware people there, like Intel or uh, was
Yes, there
Facebook
was
there?
no, there was not Facebook. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. There was definitely Lenovo.
Okay.
There were
Yeah.
quite a few huh?
No, I was thinking Lenovo checks out. Yep. Um.
Yep. And there was oh gosh, I can see the icon in my head. It was a really cool company that they like custom make shells for your PC.
Okay.
I think their business name starts with a star or something. There's like a cat logo. My brain is fried. But they were also at East. So there were quite a few people that I saw at East that also came to PAX. It seems like, they'll go through the PAX circuit.
Right.
But there were also, a lot of different vendors there too, which was cool.
Yeah. Yeah. The tabletop. Did they have a big presence like they usually do at East?
Yeah, I mean, they had their own building. That
Right.
was the
Yeah.
building we were in. So they had a separate expo hall for tabletop, and it closed. So the tabletop expo hall closed 1 hour later than the main expo hall in the other building, which
Okay.
for us who were exhibiting got a little confusing because the badge only showed the hours for the main expo hall. So it's like, oh, okay, we're closing at 6, and then everyone around me was like, no, no, we're closing
What are
at
you
7,
doing?
and I was like,
Oh,
I was
damn.
like, oh, okay. But I mean, it was great because we would get like, the rush of people who were coming from the main building, and we would get to talk to them. And once our side of the expo hall closed, the other side of the room was still dedicated to late night tabletop games. So that,
Okay.
you know, they had a dedicated area for that, and then the basement, or the ground like floor of that building, they had some like mini painting going on, and that's where they had
Oh.
the Land Fest, which I participated in one night, which was fun.
Oh,
Which
nice.
basically, if you don't know Land Fest, they do charity streaming. So you can either raise money for Landfest, or you can pick a charity of your own choosing, which I chose Guardians because I was like, well, we're here.
Right.
And
Right.
then they provide all the streaming equipment, which is amazing. And a lot of the equipment is sponsored by, I think this time it was Zoltec, and we had like Turtle Beach and one other sponsor. They had like really cool gadgets that you could use to stream, and you get to stream for just a couple hours trying to raise money for the charity, and then yeah, it was really fun. And then on the other side of that room, they had the board game library.
Right. Yep. Okay. Very cool.
So yeah, it was really interesting because those parts are also at PAX East, so it's like, oh, okay, it's down here. And it was also interesting because some parts of the building were like darker lit, so it kind of felt like the ground floor was like more like dim lighting, which was kind of cozy in my opinion, because sometimes the harsh conference lighting can just really give you a headache.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Um, how much Red Bull did you drink?
Oh God, none actually. Surprisingly zero, even though I kept getting handed
Wow.
Red Bull.
Wow.
I thought I
Okay.
would need it, but there was a really good Seattle coffee place right outside the convention center. It's
Ooh.
monorail coffee. And also we were in Seattle, so it was like I gotta have coffee. I mean,
I
I
get.
can't just not have coffee.
Yeah. I. That's so weird because I mean, I think I'm big into coffee. I mean, I'm drinking some right now to stay awake because
Yeah.
at this point in time I'd be in bed. Welcome to being 30.
Yeah.
Oh God. In any case,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was Yeah, they had like special PAX coffee flavors.
Oh
I think
shit.
they had like a Rosalina, which was like coffee with like rose syrup. It was pretty cute.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Oh my God. Oh man, that's
Yeah, I kept trying different combinations of like vanilla and coconut. And I couldn't stray from that.
no, of course not. Was Many Worlds Tavern at the convention?
You know what? I don't think they were at West. I know they're usually at East,
They are.
but
Yep.
I don't recall seeing them at West.
I was just curious. Yeah, cause
But I could have missed the floor. There were many floors in multiple buildings.
oh yeah, yeah. No, I just because I mean yeah, they're usually always at East, and I always buy one or two bags from them at the con.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah. I keep thinking about getting their subscription.
yeah, I haven't looked into them getting their subscription. I gotta compare prices from what I've been usually getting. Um, yeah, no, that's it. So you were having like any of the so the coffee in Seattle tasted really good, just overall, like the quality and whatnot.
Oh yeah, Fan- fantastic coffee. Highly recommend.
Ugh. Oh, great. Now I gotta go. Now I gotta go. At some point.
I mean, there was a different, yeah, you have to. There was a different coffee place like every block. And the one thing I regret not being able to do was there is the original Starbucks in downtown Seattle near Pike's Place. So I wanted to go see it, but I didn't get to.
Oh, bummer. Yeah.
But I'll just have to go do that next year.
Yeah, next time for sure. Yeah, that wouldn't actually be a bad con for me to go to as my first con on the West Coast, since I'm already familiar with
Yeah,
PAX's layout or system.
yeah, exactly. So that's what was nice about going to West for the first time. I knew the way PAX operated,
Right.
so I knew what to look for, even though I didn't know where to find it, if that makes sense.
No, that makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. So you did East, you did West, you did Unplugged. I think
Yep.
the only one that's left is Australia.
Yeah, that's a little further for me.
No, I know. I was just
But it would be nice to go to if I ever end up in Australia.
yeah, definitely. I mean, I've had one of my cosplay friends come on the show and do episodes about Australia when they went, and definitely different. Sort of
Yeah.
companies that you find there in comparison to what you get at East. I think I remember them telling me they have like Australian like phone and like internet service, have their company have a booth there,
Oh,
which is
that's kind of like I think we had T-Mobile, so maybe it's
oh,
similar enough.
okay, no, all right, yeah. I mean, the only oddball thing that I can think of is that I know at East we usually get the colleges,
Yeah.
like the tech and gaming colleges that are there that have the game design programs. They're usually there to show off their stuff.
Oh yeah.
Trying to what well, so how is the cosplay game there?
I would say honestly, it could be because I was behind a booth, but and it could be because the density of the crowd felt a little more spaced out because it was split between two buildings. But I did hear a lot of comments of people saying that the um, attendance was feeling a little less this year. So
Interesting.
could be multiple factors, but I felt like there were less cosplayers than I anticipated. But I mean, I know PAX, it's usually a less cosplay heavy um on. So
True. Yeah.
I did see overall the most cosplayed thing was Expedition 33, which
I
is
okay. So
fantastic.
my memory was right. I swear I thought I saw online or heard that like Expedition 33 was the most one of the most cosplayed franchises at the event, which it checks out. So
Yes, they had a main stage panel and I really wanted to go to it, but I had a feeling there would be spoilers and I only just got to Act 2. So I didn't go, but apparently they grabbed everyone who was cosplaying and put them all into like the front middle. So there is a viral photo going around where it was just like hundreds of like Expedition 33 cosplayers in the classic French outfit. And
oh
one of
lord,
them was a dog. There was a dog cosplaying the French outfit too.
I might have seen that photo. Yeah, they're all in the baguette outfits. Oh my god.
Yep, yep. So anytime somebody came by the booth, I was like, I see you. Amazing cosplay. Keep up the good work. It was just so good.
Oh my god. Yeah, no. I remember, Ben Starr was there, as well as
Yes.
I think Jennifer English was there, and some of the other girls,
Yeah, I think a lot of the main cast
and their
showed up.
motion capture actors were there as well.
Yeah, probably. That sounds right.
Because then I also remember Ben Starr was helping out Square Enix hosting their panel on the upcoming Tactics re-release that they're doing.
Yes, I had no idea that there was some tactics after party happening, and I had looked at a Final Fantasy party and I almost got tickets and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. Turns out they were handing out Final Fantasy Tactics pins and I
Ah,
am devastated.
ah, no. Oh God.
Yeah. And then like Yoshi P was there and I guess he was just casually playing pool with people. It's
Yes,
like,
I remember seeing
man,
photos of some other friends. Like I think one of the
yeah.
cosplayers I know, Vicky Bunny Angel. I think she was there, and she mentioned pool with Yoshi P, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, but that's very on track for Yoshi P. Like when I was first going to PAX East and I like met up with my 14 like friends to do like the shirt challenge that they used to do.
Yes.
Yoshi just showed up in the crowd and was just asking us how we were liking the game, and he was just so like down to earth and kind. And we ended up
Oh, that's
getting like
great.
a whole group photo with him, and it was just like one of those highlights of the con where it's just like that's all a like person needs to do is just connect with the people and
Yeah.
ask how they're doing, and it really like touches people like for like you know that creates a huge impact.
No, 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 I mean that's why I love PAX East so much. I mean, I remember I got to have a nice conversation with Avi while you were out in Pokemon Land playing cards. While we were waiting, we
Yeah.
were waiting for you to get finished, and we were talking about my employment issues that I've been dealing with, still am.
Mm-hmm.
And no, it's
Yeah,
just
sorry to hear
really
that.
nice. Oh, thanks. I'll briefly tell you any updates unless you saw my own status updates after the show. But
Hmm.
uh, yeah, no, that's always. I mean, I definitely do. I'm hoping I'll be in a better place, like employment, financial wise, to keep going to PAX East because I want to. Like
Hmm.
that's the only convention I want to go to. Like my best friend and I, we were gonna go to Rhode Island Comic Con for a day, and we looked at the price, and you may think that we saw the prices. Oh, they're normal pricing. We were both looking at it like, no, this is way too much for one day. For Rhode Island Comic Con, like
Yeah.
when did they get this expensive? Especially when we
Yeah, I
were,
mean cons have been going up. Yeah.
because it was like a single Saturday pass for Rhode Island was $65, and
Hmm.
we were comparing that to Fan Expo Boston, which we went to a couple years ago. Single day pass, they're $40. Like
Yeah.
what's the deal? I
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. It really depends on, who's organizing the con and, just what they're offering too. Because I know I've been to Rhode Island Comic Con once, and I remember them being very autograph focused. So if,
Yes.
that's the place you would go to see someone you really liked, and they had tons of people
Oh yeah.
show up. So that was kind of my first impression of that convention.
Yep. Especially seeing them make posts on their little Facebook page, rattling off who's the next guest. Like this whole week. Oh, here's Back to the Future week. Here's all these Back to the Future actors. Like okay, sure.
Yeah, they get a whole lot of people. I'm very impressed with
I'm impressed too. It's like this is,
their ability to do
hey, like where are you getting this money?
that from the tickets. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I just remember the Magic the Gathering panel at PAX East was one of several highlights for me. Also at the convention earlier this year, that was
Yeah, that was a great one,
that
and
was
that one Ben Starr was so good as the host of that.
oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Did you end up getting a? Did you get the little goodie bag that they were handing out at that panel?
Oh, the Magic one, yeah,
Yeah. I don't know if I asked you this.
yeah, I got a huh.
Which which poster did you get?
Oh, I got Emmett Selk from 14.
Oh, that must have made you
He's making the
happy.
funniest face. It's funny because it's like he's not even my favorite villain, but I love how much people love him.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to have him. But Avi got was it Tara or Rydia? Oh, I why do I mix them up all the time? I think it
Probably Tara.
was yeah,
Tara from six.
her
Yeah.
yeah, her poster's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like that was probably my favorite poster.
Yeah.
I don't think there were many others. There was like Cloud and Sephiroth and Emmett Selk, Terra.
I think
Um,
Firion from two was also one of them.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and I think there was one more, but yeah, I'm happy with what we got. Well, which one you get Sephiroth,
No,
right?
I got Cloud.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought it was one of them. That's
So that
awesome.
yeah, no, I lucked out pretty good. Yeah, I told
Yeah.
I told
Yeah,
my
I know some of those posters are selling for like $200.
what the fuck? No,
Yeah,
I
check
don't.
eBay. I don't
No,
know
no, I
what
don't.
they're doing now, but
No, my it's too cool. Even though like
yeah, I
I
could
would
never sell mine.
no, I'm not that desperate. I don't. I still have money. I'm still okay. No, I told myself like as far as like getting the magic cards themselves because like I don't play. Even though one of
Mm.
my the same best friend wants me to get into magic because they got into magic, and I told myself I just want to collect the cards for the art. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I've only gotten the starter kit, but then like I told myself, once you get a new job, go splurge on a booster box, and then that's it. And then like
Oh, yeah.
if I want to get certain cards, like I know one friend did, just scour eBay and find singles.
Yeah.
So I figured, yeah,
Yeah.
one booster box will do it, and then I'll just scour the rest because there's definitely a bunch of cards that I'd want to get for their art. Um,
Yeah, the art's beautiful.
yeah. What else about PAX West did you do, or did you want to talk about? Because I'm trying to rack my brain, but I almost feel like we might have hit all the major notes.
Yeah, I mean, I something that I thought was interesting just talking to people, is like, and this is something that I started seeing at PAX East, so it's just kind of seeing the continuation of this. Um,
Mm.
when I was looking at PAX East to buy some board games, one of the vendors kind of commented to me like, "Hey, we don't really know what's gonna happen with, the upcoming tariffs and things, and so
Oh
we might not
God.
be able to print more of these." So they were like, "Get them while you can, because we don't know what's going on." So I
Right.
was like, "Oh, okay." And so talking to some people at PAX West, like, the tabletop like community is, the board game community is so, reliant on, sourcing from outside the country, which this is going to be a huge struggle for the
Yeah.
vending space
Oh
and
boy.
the tabletop space as a whole. And, when I was talking to people at PAX West, somebody literally told me that, he changed his concept from a board game to a card game because of what's happening. So I'm very curious to see, you know, what the future is going to look like with board gaming specifically, because I feel like we're going to start seeing some of those like struggles
Right.
hitting the convention circuit
So
in the
you
coming
haven't.
years. Um,
So you haven't seen the
so
the like tariff increasing struggles hit yet, but they're trying to like
no.
with the case you just mentioned about how like this one board game converted to being a card game instead. Just I guess because it would just be cheaper.
Yeah, because he said to us the only thing you can really source here is paper. So, all the other pieces that make up a board game, you really have to struggle to get it done here.
Yeah.
And so, I'm curious, nothing seemed to have changed uh in the space yet, but I do see that there is that worry coming through, in the decision making space, and a lot of people have to plan ahead, like to get these things published and printed, and we're already seeing the like supply chain get a little funky. So
Oh joy.
I think, yeah, I think the warning there is just to, see what your favorite board game companies are doing, and maybe purchase that board game you've been having on your list sooner rather than later. I can't predict what's gonna happen, but I do feel like there's like a
There's a storm coming.
hesitation
Yeah.
for yeah, honey, you got a big storm
Coming.
coming.
Yeah. Oh man. Um.
Yeah, but I mean, we'll find a way to get through it. I just know that, everything's the way it is right now, and we just have to figure out how to deal. That's basically where I'm at, so.
Yeah. No. It's interesting. I'm somewhat related because I don't know if it's inflation, tariffs, corporate greed, or a healthy mixture of the three to think. Like I'm just thinking back on the recent Nintendo Direct that just happened, and I'm looking at all this stuff being announced, and it's like Jesus Christ, why is Nintendo nickel and diming us for nearly everything? And like increase like did you get a chance to watch the Direct?
Um, I've been a bit off touch with the Switch 2 stuff, but I did see a lot of discourse happening about, I guess, all the new Mega Evolutions for Pokemon you literally can't get unless you pay for Nintendo Switch Online membership or you play ranked
Oh,
battles.
I didn't hear
So,
that.
um, okay, so you're talking about something else. Oh no.
No, there was a. Did you know that a Nintendo Direct happened 2 days ago?
No, I guess I must have totally missed that.
Oh well. Do you want me to like run down what announced, or do you want to go watch it for yourself?
Oh gosh. No, just tell me now. I'm ready.
All right. Well, they showed they had a segment on the 40th anniversary of Mario, which is today. Well, I guess Japan wise. So, second Mario
Hmm.
movie's coming. Um,
Okay.
it's called the Mario Galaxy movie. Um,
Oh, okay.
they are releasing Galaxy 1 and 2 together and also individually. If you want to buy Galaxy 1 and 2 as a dual pack, you got to pay $70 or
Okay.
or $40 individually. It's
Somehow,
it's stupid because 3D All Stars costed 60,
so
and
they raised the price
this is
for
still
an older.
a nearly 20-year-old game.
Okay. Well, that's a new one, Nintendo.
If you want to buy it individually, it's $40. Because I'm
Okay,
thinking,
but do you remember they did something like really wild like this. With an older game, they like brought it. I'm trying to remember this. I don't know which Mario game this was, but I believe it was an older Mario game, or it was like a new edition that they brought out, and you had to like pay for it, and then they deleted it forever, so you can never get this game ever again.
That was Mario 3D All Star. That was for the 30th or 35th anniversary, and it was
Okay, yes,
available.
okay.
Yeah, it had Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy, plus the soundtracks to all three games, which you could listen to on the Switch. But yeah, it was $60. It was available for 3 months, and you can't get it
Yes,
anymore.
okay, that's what I'm remembering. You can no longer get it.
So, I mean, I guess to an extent you can technically play those games now since Galaxy 1 and 2 are going to be permanent. And if you want to play like Mario Kart, if you want to play Mario 64, just get the expansion pack membership to NSO. And I imagine at some point Sunshine's going to be added to the GameCube selection. If you have a Switch.
Yeah, or you go on Craigslist or eBay and get a GameCube and a Super Mario Sunshine.
Or that.
And then you don't have to pay an online membership.
Yeah. They announced Donkey Kong Bananas getting DLC. Paid.
Okay.
Paid DLC.
Of course.
And it's out. It's out right now.
Hmm.
The game came out 2 months ago. That's stupid.
Yeah, I'm really not a fan of the way that DLC has just been kind of the standard practice, and I mean, I really feel like the first time it really upset me was with Final Fantasy 15, because I don't know if you were there for the launch of Final Fantasy 15, but when they launched it, it really felt like the story was missing so much. Like there were so many gaps in the story, and then they released. Yeah, I was there, Gandalf.
I was there when it happened. Yeah, no.
But then they released DLC, and it's like, this DLC should have been the base game. Like, this should have been part of me trying 15 for the first time, and then they didn't finish the DLC.
All the other DLC
so
which I still never got, by the way.
Yeah.
All the other DLC got relegated to a novel.
Yeah, so it's like, to understand the multiverse, you had to go to like 10 different types of media to get the story. And then sometimes the story for 15 conflicted with each other based on whether you watched the movie or the little anime shorts or read the notes that were left behind in the game or the manga, I guess.
Oh my god.
I'm going off on a tangent here, which I could do forever about Final Fantasy, but
this show's always about tangents. That's why I love the show. No, you're good. You were fine.
I owe 15 a replay simply because they did not give me the full game at launch, and Square Enix, I'm not happy with that.
Yeah. They announced paid DLC coming to Pokemon Legends ZA, a game that's not out yet. I'm like, dude,
that was an interesting choice, because that I've actually seen people say, well, now I don't want the game, which I feel like it would have gone over easier once people bought it. once you get people hooked, then like maybe 3 months in, you announce in a month.
That's my thing.
Like, so within the,
they should announce DLC for games within, like, after 6 months, not this soon. And then, like, Mario Wonder's getting a Switch 2 edition with extra content. Which, by the way, the naming convention of these DLCs are so stupid. Mario Party Jamboree plus Jamboree TV. What the fuck kind of name is that?
This is the Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 Dream Drop Disc 5.
And the other thing is,
I love me some Kingdom Hearts, but their naming conventions were
no, they were.
something.
I'm a diehard Kingdom Hearts fan. You were talking to a tortured soul over their bullshit names.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm gearing up for a replay for that whole series too.
Oh, have fun with that. I already did
I
years ago.
That's yeah, it's such a nostalgic game for me.
Yeah. Because then the other thing is, like, you look at all these DLCs, they cost money, and I'm sitting over here looking at Astrobot with wide-eyed love hearts being like, oh, why can't they be like you? Give out free DLC.
Yeah.
That's what's terrifying me about, like, if Mario Kart World gets DLC, that better be dirt cheap or free. Because that is the only way I can justify
Yeah.
the $80 price tag.
I mean, look at Stardew Valley. I mean, the indie devs are treating their fans right. Like Stardew Valley just announced a new free update coming soon.
Yep.
And I think too, just the way the space is and the way that people are going to be thinking harder about their wallets with the way things are going. I really think that indie devs are going to be doing well because, first of all, their games are much more affordable and they really, seem to be more genuinely focused on wanting their players to be happy over, how can I, squeeze some more money out of them.
Yep. Yeah, Hades 2 was shown.
Oh yeah.
It got a date.
I'm so ready. So ready.
Oh no, yeah, I replied to your tweet about it. Yeah, I'm so ready for this to get 80 hours of my life.
Yep.
Oh
Yep. September 25th. I'm
there.
Right? I'm remembering that. I'm there. Yep.
I told myself get Kirby Air Ride
Yeah.
on day one because Air Ride was such a fun game back in the day when I was playing it. City Trial is the GOAT. But I didn't even get to the part where they were showing off new amiibo at this direct. It's a very pretty looking amiibo, but the thing is, so Galaxy's getting 2 new amiibos. One of Mario, one of Rosalina.
Okay.
They're coming out next year. Guess how much they cost?
Oh no. Is it like the price of the game?
Yeah. 40
60?
bucks. 40 bucks.
No, really? Oh.
Kirby Air Riders is getting 2 amiibo showing up on the day of the game's release. And those are interesting where they come with the rider and the actual like vehicle. So Kirby's coming with the Warp Star glider and Bandana Waddle Dee's coming with the Wing Star glider. And you can swap the riders. Like you can take Kirby off of the Warp Star and put him on the winged rider. And there's more coming.
It's fun.
Those are 50 bucks.
Oh my god.
Metroid Prime 4 is getting 3 amiibos. 2 of them are coming out in November, 1 in December. They're ranging between $30 and $40. By the way, the game's coming out December 4th. But I'm looking at these prices amiibo cost $15 back in the day. When did this price hike come? Where did it come from? This is stupid.
I mean, what we're gonna see too is just because other things are going up in price because they have to, we're gonna see things that don't have to maybe go up in price, going up in price because they can kind of sneak in with the other problems that are happening.
Yeah.
I mean, the best way to tell companies that you're unhappy with the way that they're doing business decisions is to vote with your wallet. Um,
Yeah.
it's very unfortunate that they're pricing things like that, and they know those things will sell because people have been amiibo collectors for like
I mean, like
I don't know,
I
over a decade.
I told myself I was gonna get that Rosalina amiibo no matter what because I love Rosalina. So
Hmm.
whatever. There's $40 down the hole. come
Yeah, I
come
mean it's tough.
come April next year. Um. Oh, the have you played Galaxy 1 and 2 or any of them?
I think a little bit of the first one.
Do you remember Rosalina's storybook in the game?
It sounds familiar.
Like you would go into like this area on the observatory, and every now and then, as you progress through the game, like new chapters would become available, and you would read them to the Lumas. Uh,
Oh yeah.
that storybook's going to become a real item.
Wow.
That's $25. That's not bad.
Cheaper than the amiibo.
Because Dark Horse is like working with them to produce it, and it's like coming out around
That's
Thanksgiving.
cool.
So I'm like finger on the pulse, being like, okay, I gotta make sure I grab this because this sounded like a cool piece to have. What else is coming? Oh, no price on this. The talking flowers that were in Mario Wonder. Yeah, that's a toy now.
Oh.
And it will sometimes talk on its own. Oh, the next added they talked about added new games for the Nintendo Switch Online, like Game Library Classics.
Okay.
They are adding the Virtual Boy.
Oh, nice.
Here's the thing. In order to play those games, you need to get the accessory. And the accessory...
So they're remaking the Virtual Boy?
Yes.
Oh my god.
And you legit, they showed it on the Direct, and I was losing my mind, where you open the top portion of the Virtual Boy, and you slide the console into it, and you gotta stick your eyes into the little iframe or whatever, and that's how you play it.
So that's like those that's 100?
That's $100, or you can get the broke version, which is a cardboard version of it.
Oh my god.
Like a cardboard VR headset for $25.
Amazing.
And it's only gonna play like 14 games because that's how many games they made for the system.
It is so funny to me that they're bringing back the Virtual Boy.
Yeah, and you'd have to go look at it at some point. Go try to find it, like the portion of the video, because it's like, how is this gonna work again? Didn't this not sell well because it hurt your eyes? Do you want to hurt our eyes again? I don't get it.
I had a chance to try out a OG Virtual Boy in a store in Japan. They had it like set up like those old school demo like consoles.
Oh yeah.
And it was really fun. Like I'm kind of sad that the gimmick never really took off because it was kind of trippy.
Yeah, I've never experienced it, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm curious how the new one, because I really feel like it'd be difficult to, unless you're using the exact same like screen and everything, which you're not because you're sliding your device into because like I feel like part of the charm was that old school like green like imagery. I don't know.
Yeah. They announced FF7 Remake Integrate got a release date. It's coming out in January. And
Okay, I actually have to catch up on that game.
oh, really?
Yeah, I played the first part of it, but I didn't do Intergrade and like anything that came after that.
So you didn't do Rebirth yet. Ooh, okay, all right.
Yeah,
I mean, they're saying they want to put the whole trilogy on the Switch too. So I was like, hey, props to you. Go for it. If you think the system can
yeah.
run it.
I'm very curious to see how that stuff will play on the console.
Well, apparently people were playing that at PAX West and they said it actually runs pretty freaking good.
Yeah, that is nice.
Because that's being, I mean, like, that's kind of why at some point I want to get Cyberpunk for the Switch too. Because of how well it runs. And, I mean, you know, I assume, yes, I'd want to play it on my TV, but then also playing it handheld would be very interesting. But that's a way down the line purchase for me when I have nothing else to play. They announced, you know, a bunch of other smaller indie games. You know, Prime 4 got another look. Samus now has a motorcycle. It looks like
Hell yeah.
looks like it's straight out of Tron. That's coming out December 4th. Then they ended it with apparently the Switch 2 is also going to get Resident Evil 9. And
oh yeah.
And 7 and 8 are being properly ported to the Switch 2, also coming out on the same day that 9 is, which is in February. And
wow.
Their one more thing was there's a new Fire Emblem coming.
Oh, I did see people excited about that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then they're also making another Yoshi game, which got me. It got me excited because I got immense Yoshi Story vibes off of it.
Oh, I love Yoshi Story.
That was such a fun game when I was a kid. Oh my god! So I'm very excited about that. But that's coming out in the spring.
Okay, I'm probably most excited for that.
Yeah. I think I am too. Air Riders is coming out in November. It's also getting a second direct. Because okay, I don't know what else you want to. I don't know what else Sakurai wants to talk about, but all right, that's fine by me.
Another Smash Bros.
Maybe, I don't know. Well, cause there's gonna be another Kirby Air Riders Focus Direct, and we already had one that was 50 minutes.
Huh.
But in any case, there's a new Mario Tennis game coming. Talking about other stuff with the Nintendo Museum. Certain art galleries are being put up. A light display is going to be happening starting in December. They're partnering up with the Kyoto Marathon next February.
Wow.
To be like Mario centered. They mentioned, you know, the third Nintendo World opened up in Florida back in May. Because this was all 40th anniversary talk. It was like the first 20 to 30 minutes was 40th anniversary stuff, and then they went into regular direct stuff.
Wow.
Totaling out for 60 minutes. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything. I mean, those were the main highlights to me anyway.
Yeah, it's a lot of announcements.
Yeah. But you actually got me wondering, and I mean, I don't know how much time you have left, but when did you go to Japan recently? Before I went, or was it like after? Or
Oh, I went in 2014, so it's over 10 years now.
oh god, no! It almost. Okay, no, yeah, no. It sounded like you went close to when I did, but apparently no, that's not the case. Uh,
No, I I definitely would like to go back sometime soon.
yeah.
But yeah, that was whew, over a decade ago. Oh my God.
Oh man. Did I ever get to tell you a bunch of stuff about my Japan trip, or?
I definitely saw your photos, and I think we talked a little bit at PAX East. It sounds like you had a really fun time.
I did. It was the honestly, it was probably one of the best distractions I needed because I just got laid off a month prior before the trip.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, it was great. I mean, you were talking about the coffee in Seattle, but then I was in coffee heaven in Japan. Oh my god. The
Yeah, all the cafes they have.
yeah. Um I was very happy with my retro game haul, which I get that really shocks me in comparison to Japan to here, where their retro game stuff is much more prevalent
Oh yeah.
than what we have over here. So like, what did I find? I got copies of Wind Waker, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. Um, I got a copy of Final Fantasy X for $9. Um,
Nice.
and that was apparently it came with a bonus featured disc, which I popped into my PS5. But then I got I got prompted to change the region code of my PS5, and you can only do that.
Huh.
You can only do that several times before it locks you out. So I had to be careful.
Oh.
So I think it's back to like the American version, but yeah, no, I mean, I can't understand what the hell they're saying because it included like interviewed with like the director, producer, and like some of the voice cast of the game,
Oh, that's
all in
awesome.
Japanese. But then the thing that got me crazy was it had several trailers of upcoming games in that era. This
Oh,
included I think FF11, the
wow.
movie that bankrupted them, and it also had, I believe, the first like proof of concept trailer to Kingdom Hearts with the original logo that it had before it got changed.
Oh, wow.
And I saw that and I lost my damn mind.
Yeah, that's
Um,
awesome.
I also got copies of Smash Brothers for the N64 because I don't know if you've seen the box art for the Japanese version, but it is so dope. Um,
Yeah.
and then I also got a copy of original Pokemon Blue because that was the first Game Boy game I ever had.
Ooh,
And believe it or not,
nice.
that was the most expensive game
Was
out of all of them. It was.
was it still blue in Japan or was it green?
It's funny. I don't
Or
know.
am I remembering something else?
Well, no, because I think Japan got green and red.
Yeah, I thought I remember like blue was like our localization version or
We
something because when they
we
came out
got
with Fire Red and Leaf Green, I thought that was like a nod to like the original Japanese versions.
yeah
But now
no
I'm
we
like,
got
where did I learn that?
we got blue and red, but then I guess at some point Japan also got blue, and then we both got yellow
Interesting.
as well.
Oh yeah, yellow was like one of my first Game Boy games.
Yeah, but no, like doing the conversion. This copy of Pokemon Blue was about $180, which
What?
not terrible. Because that's the thing. Like
Yeah, I mean,
I was opening up all the boxes. Original like promotional scripts and the instruction manuals are in there. which is
Wow. I mean, yeah, that's some collector stuff right there.
yeah, no, they're very great display pieces. I got like I think I bought a mug back home. Um, two Pokemon plushies. Um, Square Enix took all my money because I
Don't they always?
because I bought two vinyls. I
Ooh,
bought a vinyl for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and
nice.
then I bought a vinyl that just had the single of Rebirth theme song. So I got that.
Hmm.
I was very disappointed in the Kingdom Hearts merch.
Oh, really?
They didn't have much. It was just like, some figures. I bought a Riku plushie. That was it.
Oh.
But then it was just like,
Yeah, I don't recall even seeing much when I was there, which was, back when it was a little more hoppin'.
yeah, no, I think I just remember seeing like plushies and like those really like the acrylic stand figures.
Hmm.
Those sort of things. I got to visit their new garden shop that they opened up. I think earlier this year, but they opened up they called it like the Square Enix Garden Shop in Tokyo somewhere. That was neat.
That's cool.
Uh, it was so funny because I bought a figure of Tifa in her FF7 original Nomura designed look
Hmm.
at this small shop that was connected to a Square Enix cafe. Little did I realize that cafe in that area shut down permanently the next day.
Oh,
Had I had known, because I read about it online that they were going to shut it down. Had I had known, I would have probably grabbed something to eat there.
yeah, wow. That's wild.
um, Pokemon centers were swarming with little kids. It was so funny. Um,
Uh,
Nintendo stores were dope, and yeah, just a lot of good food. Um, did my best to wander around with friends and whatnot, and yeah, no, if I had the opportunity to go again, I would. Um,
yeah, I mean, you definitely have to there's so much to do. You can never fit it into one trip.
no, no, and we were there for 2 weeks, and
Yeah, that's a decent amount of time. It's still not enough.
yeah, like the whole first week we were just in Tokyo. We didn't start moving until the next week when we hit up
Wow.
Osaka and Kyoto.
Yeah, that's where I lived for a little bit. I love that place.
Yeah. Um, let's see here. I feel like we covered a lot. Is there anything else
Yeah.
you wanted to talk about in regards to PAX West?
Um, I think I just want to shout out the enforcers also, because, no matter what PAX I'm at, the enforcers are always working so hard and they're so generous and efficient at what they're doing,
100% agree.
to help keep everything organized. So even from an attendee perspective or a exhibitor perspective, the enforcers have always been they're, the lifeblood of the con. So just want to
Very
give a
much.
shout out to them. And yeah, it was always good to see, a lot of the similarities between all the conventions, but I think, PAX West brings its own unique offerings that make it worth going to as well, even if you've been to a different PAX. So,
Yeah.
if you've never been to the Seattle area, that's a real cool vibe. if it's right walkable the convention center to Pike Place. Just be warned, there are hills in Seattle and your cabs will activate.
Oh,
But
interesting.
yeah, the food is good. Yeah, it's very like getting down to Pike Place where the classic fish market is. You got to go back up the hill to get to the convention center. So, wear comfy shoes, but you'll definitely be eating good food, drinking good coffee. Um, and yeah, it's a great place to check out. Um, just stay street smart because it is a city. So that's
Yep.
the only advice I would give for that.
100%.
Buddy up with someone, especially if it's late at night. But PAX security and enforcers were very present on the streets between the two buildings. So they definitely helped make me feel comfortable navigating on my
Oh,
own
good.
during the day for sure.
Good. Yeah. Did you? Well, so even though this was your first PAX West, do you prefer that over East, or do you think East still is a favorite of yours? If you had to pick.
I think because I'm so familiar with the Boston area, it's hard to stray from PAX East. So I feel like PAX East is still like the home, like the home con.
Oh yeah.
Um, so, I feel like I'm so comfortable with PAX East and what to expect and where to go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious, I feel like I need to get a couple more West experiences under my belt, maybe cosplay a little bit just to see what that's like.
Yeah.
I did like seeing that PAX West had a huge lounge for cosplayers, and I know that PAX East, I'm pretty sure Riot used to host like a cosplay lounge. I'm not
Yeah.
sure I've really seen that in the past few years. Um, or there was maybe an AFK area or something, but
Mm.
um, I know that at PAX West it was hosted by I think the Pacific Northwest Cosplaying Guild. I'm probably
Interesting.
not saying the full name right, but it was a local cosplayer guild. So that was cool, and I heard from other cosplayers who went there saying that they had really good resources there, like some repair stuff. So it really did feel like you were well supported if you were cosplaying at West.
Mm. Okay. That's great to hear. How is the hotel you were staying at in proximity to the convention center?
Oh yeah, so I was staying at I think it was the Crown Plaza. It was closer to Pike Place than it was to the convention center, but it was like I want to say it was like an 11-minute walk. It wasn't bad at all. The
Yeah.
weather was really good. I didn't see any rain, so I don't know Seattle. I don't know where your rain is, but it was funny because I did notice there was a big stack of umbrellas by the hotel entrance, and I was like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna see rain, but I didn't see rain.
Womp womp.
So apparently that was weird not to see rain.
Alrighty.
But there I did end up staying in two hotels. For the last night, it was like a really cute vintage like wine artsy hotel, and I think it was
Ooh.
called oh, did it start with a K? It was literally around the corner. Um, Let me see if I can find the name. But it was really cute, and they were like, "Oh, we have complimentary wine from 5 to 6 p.m. So if you like wine, this hotel is like it."
Oh my god.
Um, Let me see if I can uh
That's
let's
that's
see
that's super
here.
funny.
The Kimpton Hotel Vintage Seattle. Yep.
Okay.
So and the rooms are very vintage and wine themed. I'm not a huge like I like my wine very sweet if I ever have it, but I'm not like a like wine drinker. So it was
Sure.
just like, oh wow, their whole thing is wine here. I
Yeah.
had no idea. But yeah, there's a lot of hotels. The first hotel I was in, was very cruise themed. Like everyone I got in the elevator with, they were like, "Oh, are you coming to Alaska on the cruise?" And I was like, "No, I'm going to the nerd convention."
Oh my
I
god.
was like, "Look at me. I'm dressed in like the nerdiest clothes. Do I look like I'm going
On a
on a
cruise?
cruise?"
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, they you can see all the cruise ships. They're usually going to Alaska, which is kind of cool.
Oh,
But
interesting.
yeah, so I think there's a lot of good options for hotel rooms. I didn't book the room, so I don't know what that process is like, and I'm not sure like how that like the room booking and the room selection compares to PAX East because I'm more familiar with PAX East and I know it's kind of like a free for all, like click as fast as you can.
Right.
So
Yep.
um I'm assuming it's kind of similar, just be on top of the dates and get that link ready and a few friends.
Yeah. Well, now I'm curious. Do you know of any of those cruise ships were Disney themed? Because I know of one Disney cruise ship that
Oh
goes to
gosh,
Alaska.
I didn't see any Mickey ears, so I don't think we
All right.
had any Disney cruises. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Who knows? They might come by the bay.
Oh man. Yeah. No.
But yeah, overall, PAX West was a lot of fun and I would definitely go again.
Yeah. No. I think you kind of sold me on going to it one day. Maybe that can be my first West Coast con if I ever have the money and time to fly out there. Um,
Yeah, for sure.
Cause I know for me when it comes to back east, my go-to hotel is always the A Loft on the seaport,
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
which I mean I always end up having dinner there by myself at the bar every night, which is good food at the bar.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't see myself going to any other hotel rather than that because I feel like it's decently priced if you can like
Yeah.
find the right room. Because I mean, the convention center is literally right across the damn street, which
Yeah.
is so handy.
It's pretty convenient. Yeah,
Outside,
I'm
out,
pretty sure a lot of enforcers like the A-Loft too because it's convenient and affordable.
yeah. I mean, the only walk I have to do is like a 20 to 30 minute walk from the hotel to the station, but even then, that's not that bad.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah, this was great. Yeah, I think that'll do for this little episode all about PAX West. I can't thank HyperChai enough for doing it with me. Um,
Well, thanks for having me.
yeah, if anyone wants to go follow your cosplay or convention going adventures, where should they go?
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, all under HyperChai. And yeah, I usually post a lot of my cosplay stuff on Instagram. And then all of my shenanigans on Twitter and Blue Sky. So that's where you can find me.
Yeah, and hopefully I will have another episode for you guys soon. I know I'm talking with some people, chatting about upcoming episode planning on conventions that just happened, such as I think Colossal Con East just happened. So talking with someone about that potentially, and hopefully we'll have a couple more episodes planned out for the rest of the year. But thank you guys so much for tuning in.